Once again, welcome to the Hammer Podcast. My name is Jason. Today is March 4th, 2024. Um, let's see. Let me make sure if I'm coming in, if you can hear me, please let me know in the comment section if I'm coming in clear. I don't think I had my mic on, but we'll see. All right. Um, like I said, a few announcements. If I didn't tell anybody before, this is going to be it's recorded and it's going to be brought in anyway. So we'll do that in a minute. Okay. Now, I have somebody coming on from the Family Foundation School tomorrow. They will be doing a podcast. And like I said, I'll have it up that evening if all goes well. And sometime this month, I'm going to be having a conversation or a discussion, you could say, with a guy. His name is G-Man. G-Man is has a ministry on YouTube. It's called Preaching to the Choir Ministries. If you don't know who he is, check him out and let me know what you think. We're going to be having a discussion about prison reform. Okay. Um, so that's going to happen sometime in March. I will let you know. I'm going to try and start posting events on Facebook for everybody. So make sure you go to the Hammer Podcast Facebook page and like it. That way you can get the notifications. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel. That way you can get the notification when I go live there as well. All right. Like I said, I'll try and do it a couple days in advance so people can kind of shuffle things around and try and make the podcast. They usually last an hour. If I go a little bit longer, okay, I go a little bit longer, but an hour. Okay. Make sure, like I said, Facebook. If you need to text me a question or whatever, or you want to, be on the show, just text 920. It's right there on the bottom. Where is it at? Right there. 920-777-6097. And we'll schedule a time. I like to do them on Mondays and Tuesdays because usually Mondays and Tuesdays people aren't really doing anything as far as like going out and all that other stuff. So those 2 days are pretty safe. So, and that's about it for announcements. Like I said, I did post this. If you haven't been on Hammerville yet, if you have any articles, whatever, post them on the Hammerville page. Um, that way I can get them. If you want me to put them on the podcast, I will. All right. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. All right. It's been kind of a long last week. Trust me, it was long. Um, and of course the podcast I did last week with Margaret, fantastic. Hope I'm probably going to have her on again because there's so much more to cover. I've been listening to the We Were There, We Warned Them page. They have that little audio documentary that she did. Wonderful, very well produced, I think. The music, the background music, it was perfect. It wasn't overpowering. It was great. All right. Um, so, with that said, let's go to this first one here. It is, let's see. Here we go right here. A South Carolina pastor arrested on 30 felony charges, including indecent liberties with a child. Really? Is anybody surprised? Is anybody surprised that this happens? You know, I'm not. I'm not. So, let's bring it down a little bit here. Investigators say the crimes happened while the pastor was working in Virginia. Here's Albert Wharton. I'm not going to play the video because last time they didn't flag it, but they caught it and they said that you can't play this kind of copyrighted stuff. All right. All right. Let's see. Albert Wharton faces 30 felony charges, including indecent liberties with a child and aggravated sexual assault stemming from his time as a pastor in Virginia. Once this man goes to court and is tried and convicted, the parents need to sue him and the church because the church should have caught it. All right. Let's see here. Pickens County, South Carolina. An 86-year-old. 86. What's the use of sending him to prison? What's the use? The guy's 86. He'll probably be dead in a year or so. An 86-year-old pastor is held on bond awaiting trial for 30 felony charges stemming from his time working at his church's school. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office of Virginia arrested Albert Benjamin Wharton at his home in Pickens County on December 8th. Sheriff Stephen Smith said his deputies were assisted by the Pickens County Sheriff's Office. All right. Like I said, this stuff just keeps going. It keeps, you would think that these pastors would be a little bit more smart and say, hey, wait a minute. I'm having these thoughts. Maybe I should. Let me pray. Maybe God can help me get rid of these thoughts. No, they act on them. And they act on them. And then they act on them. So then they get comfortable in their surroundings, thinking no one's going to find out. And boom! There you go. So, screw him. All right. There's one I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, Barbara is watching. She was on the Facebook and she shared this post with me. So I'll wait for a little bit on that one. Now, I have this guy. Okay. His name is Jason Cooley. You might remember him from one of my other live shows where he was talking about, it was only audio, but he was talking about chocolate and peanut butter and how in this candy bar that he had, they were pushed together, mushed all together, which would simulate a threesome. How? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. So this is him. This is what I like to call his mugshot. Oh, look at that guy. He's like, oh my God. Oh, really? Okay. Jason Cooley. He's from Northfield, Minnesota. He has a church called the Old Paths Baptist Church. He's the pastor there. He's been pastor there for a while now. All right. So we're going to get into it. He's talking about in this clip, he's talking about dead celebrities. Okay. I believe Michael Jackson, Prince, and George Michael. Okay. I mean, it's only 10 minutes long. We're going to try and get through, if we can't get through it all, we won't, but it's a riot, ladies and gentlemen. It is a riot. You know those guys that like to do stuff in their car. They put their stuff down and they start ranting while they're in the car. This is it right here. Okay, let me take this off there for a while. All right, now here we go. Jason Cooley.
But listen, I got something to say about this whole. Again, I'm gonna give some people some time to get on here, but Hollywood.
Well, the first thing I would say is, how do you know there's a hell? And with some of the shit that's been going on with some of these pastors, it's too bad that there's not a hell for them to go to. If there was. But I don't believe there is. I don't believe there's a heaven either. Um, as far as people have asked me, are you atheist? No, no, I wouldn't label myself that. I just, I don't know. I'm kind of neutral on the subject. So let's keep it going here. You do. That's who lives in this bubble of deceit. You. You've been deceived. Anyway, let's keep going. You see what I mean? The guy has got no couth. Not at all, ladies and gentlemen. Has no couth at all. A flaming stinking homo. See what this is what I'm talking about. And this guy's a pastor, and people look up to this guy. How? I don't know. I'll tell you why. Because of nut jobs like you, ranting and raving about a fictional place and saying that the person that the people that have died, flaming stinking homos, by the way, that have died are there. This guy, I'm going to try and find the audio, but this guy believes, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think he believes that hell is in the center of the earth. I think. I'm going to have to find that audio. I have got hundreds of hours from this guy. I just have to sift through it. This guy's a gold mine, I'm telling you. Well, I can't honestly speak for all Christians, but there are many different levels. You have the ones that are nice, respectful, giving, kind, and then there's guys like you. So, all right. See? See? He just take the cheap shots wherever he can. Yeah, you are. I'm sure that when you found out he died, you were like, yeah, that guy's in hell now, burning forever. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Probably did it in the privacy of your own home, but I'm sure you rejoiced that he was in hell. How did we get from dead celebrities to Star Wars? Hmm, I don't know. Let's keep going, shall we? I have no idea what he's talking about. Fundy, I think he means the fundamental. Oh, and this guy is he's not like a Southern Baptist or just a regular Baptist. He is what he calls a historic Baptist. Okay. Whatever the hell that is, I don't know.
And shooting it up. Maybe the last minute that needle went in. Maybe the last minute they saw green monsters in the sky. And maybe the last minute when they saw clouds come alive and dance for them.
Listen to this guy. he's, he's going off the chains because some celebrities died. He just, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I paused it on the perfect screenshot there. So, but he's ranting about nothing. Nothing. What? Why should why should he be worried about these guys? Michael Jackson, Prince, George Michael, all these other ones. It's none of his business. Move on with your life. Don't worry about this. He does it to get views. And he does it to stir people up, is what he does. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he took this down off of YouTube. I think maybe he thought it was just a little bit too much. But like I said, I've got a whole bunch of them. All right, let's keep going.
Maybe the last minute when they were tripping on acid and shooting up with heroin, maybe that last minute they called upon the Lord. I'm telling you, y'all been watching too many movies. All right? You need to quit watching movies and get into reality. Because that is the dumbest thing in the world. I've seen it so many times. I went through it with Robin Williams. I went through it with all these people, all these celebrities that die. The first thing everybody says is, oh, well, maybe they did this. Maybe, just maybe, they did this.
Oh, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this guy is just completely, I mean, just, he's lost it. He's lost the plot. Look at him. He's just like, I wonder if people are listening to me. To that rant? Oh, my goodness. All right. Hopefully you can hear the guest now. Let me know. Can you hear Cooley screaming?
Oh, my word. It is so sad. I'm telling you, people, it is so sad to watch. I'm starting to wonder if you people that believe that are even saved. I'm starting to wonder, by God's grace, if you look at the scriptures, if you are even born again, if you believe that that Princess Leia was saved. Sorry. I mean, get real, people. Get real. And no, this is not popular, because here's the popular fundy thing to do. Oh, everybody's saved in Fundyland. In Fantasy Fundyland, everybody's saved. Every Christian, everybody that says Jesus in America is saved. So let's just run with that. No matter if they live like a devil, no matter if they're wicked as hell, they have no fruit of salvation, they have no fruit of the Spirit, they've never grown in the Lord, they never have a desire for God's people, they never desire to do right.
Oh, stop. This guy he's got diarrhea of the mouth. Sorry about that. I had to click something in order for the voice to come on. My apologies, but I did have, thank goodness I had the subtitles on there. Oh my goodness, this was just like nails on the chalkboard to get this guy.
Desire to do any of those things, but guess what? They're saved. So, by their fruits you shall know them. Nope, that's not true.
I love how he seems to be the authority on who's saved and who's not. He must have a close personal relationship with God. God must come down from heaven and talk to him personally. I mean, he has so much knowledge about God. It's got nothing to do with the Bible. This man, something going on in that brain of his. Oh, but the thing is, I hope he never decides to open up a school. We'd have to have those people on.
The evidences of salvation that are found all the way through the scriptures? Nope, don't worry about that. Just be nice to everybody and tell them they're all saved and just sing a lullaby to them into hell. That's what's going on in America today. And that's why most churches have no power.
Sing a lullaby to them right into hell. Yeah, Josh, I'm telling you, this guy, I mean, I wouldn't recommend his channel, but it's OPBC online, and he's on there. He seemed to have mellowed out a little bit. I think maybe he's figured that he's going to lose a lot of people if he continues on with all this ranting. He used to befriend a guy, his name was Brandon Teague, and he was just as kooky as Jason here. So we keep going.
They just don't have any, nobody cares what they say. They're all emotional based and they have no power. That's why America's going to hell right in front of you. That's why you can be fooled by Donald Trump.
Okay. Now we're on to Donald Trump. Another one. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. That's why America voted for Barack Obama. That's why. Because of that. Barack Obama says he's a Christian too. Donald Trump became a Christian when he ran for president.
Everybody does. That's what he's about to say.
Everybody does. And you all believed him. Oh, because, hey, James Dobson said he had a conversion. Oh, and hey, James Dobson, hey. And Paula White, that other whore, laid hands on him.
That other whore. See, this is what I'm talking about. I know he's talking about two other mega church pastors. James Dobson, he's a POS. And White, Paula White, I have no idea who she is. I know she's a pastor. I know that. But I don't know of what church. All right?
So that means he's saved. Folks, I'm telling you, get real, please. If their life does not show it, there's a reason. If there's no evidence, there's a reason. They are not of the Spirit of God.
All right, I don't know how much more of this I can handle. I think I'm going to stop it right there. So that way, wow, this guy is a real peach, you know. I'll probably continue with him next time I'm live. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to open up the phones. Okay? So let me get this piece of shit off the display there. And I'm going to put in the call number. And 725-735-9809. Turn that up a little bit here. She preaches about government cheese. I have no idea what you're talking about, Josh. So, all right. Like I said, there it is. The call-in number, 725-735-9809. And when you call, just tell me your name. First name, alias, I don't care. And we'll have a discussion. All right? Now, I wanted to get back to this Jason guy. He used to have a radio show on Blog Talk Radio with a guy named Brandon Teague. And Jason Cooley, boy, he stabbed a lot of people in the back. I'm telling you. He's just, like I said, hardcore. He believes in children. He's got like 6, maybe 8 by now. Last time I saw any of his sermons was probably like 2 years ago. So I'm sure his wife's probably pumped out more units by now. More little God botherers. But like I said, it all stems, I think, and I could be wrong, stems from a weak mind. Easily manipulated. According to Jason Cooley, when he was of the devil or in sin or whatever you want to call it, he would go out drinking, had all the women that he wanted. I don't know if I believe that or not. But, ever since he turned his life around, he's just been this hardcore Christian who, man, doesn't pull any punches. You know what I mean? So, let me get to this right here. I'll put this call number. Let's see, I'll put it right here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on again. All right, there we go. There's your call in. Now, this is the one that Barbara sent. It says, the owners of a Christian boarding school in Missouri are jailed and charged with kidnapping crimes. I haven't read the article yet. We're going to read it together. The husband and wife owners of a Missouri boarding school for boys are jailed and facing felony charges after a lengthy investigation by a county sheriff. Like I said, if you want to be a part of the program here, 725-735-9809, give it a call. I'm waiting for you. All right, this is by Jim Salter. Oh, look at that. The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse Christian Academy, is it? Yeah, it looks like it. All right. Let's see. The husband and wife owners of a Missouri boarding school for boys has been jailed and charged with felony crimes after a lengthy investigation by a county sheriff. Wayne County Sheriff Dean Finch said in a news release that Larry Musgraves Jr., 57, was arrested Friday evening on the ABM Ministries campus in Piedmont, a small town 130 miles south of St. Louis. Carmen Musgraves, 64, was arrested. And the thing is, they always get them when they're old. It's like, are you serious? It's like, what was that other guy, 86? This guy, these people are 60 and or 57 and 64. They've had all this time to abuse. You know, they're already in their twilight years already. Okay, they were arrested around 3 a.m. Saturday when she came to the jail to check on her husband, Finch said. They both have been charged with first-degree kidnapping and jailed without bond. The Musgraves do not yet have listed attorneys. A phone message was left Monday with ABM Ministries, the latest Christian boarding school in Missouri to face legal scrutiny. Yeah. Let's see. The facility operated as Lighthouse Christian Academy. Wow, that sounds like the lighthouse that Lester Roloff had back in the day, along with the Anchor Home. So, let's see here. All right. Yeah. That's about right. Let's see here. All right. ABM Ministries, let's see, situated on 250 acres that include a spring-fed pond and a pasture with animals. On average, it has around 40 students. The website says, the website claims, or should I say, well, the website claims success in helping boys who are troubled, learning impaired, or dealing with ADHD or other disorders. Okay. So why are you abusing them? These kids are obviously not have all their mental faculties. I'm not saying that they're mentally challenged. I'm just saying there's something wrong with their brains. ADHD, ADD, all those alphabets, right? All right. Now, Finch said that early January, his office had received reports of 5 runaways from the school. So obviously, people were running away, but they weren't getting caught. So they were actually getting out of there and reporting. In one instance, 2 boys were picked up by a neighboring resident and taken home. The boys asked her to call 911. Wow. Probable cause statement, but Finch said his investigation began several months ago after he was contacted by a former student living in Alabama. He followed up by interviewing other former students and eventually the current students. Wow. Let's see. A probable cause statement said the former student told Finch that on her 18th birthday, she was locked in a small room and held against her will. The statement doesn't specify how long she was allegedly kept in the room. Okay. The sheriff's department anticipates more charges as the investigation continues, with more alleged victims coming forward, the news release stated. There you go, everybody. There you go. All right. So, like I said, phone lines are open. 725-735-9809. Give us a call. Be on the podcast and talk with me. Or if there's something you want to talk about, let me know. So, all right. So let's keep going with this. All 5 boys who had run away since January have been returned to their homes, the Kansas City Star reported. Wow. Kansas City Star, those are the same ones that were reported on Agape. I remember that. A lot of the Agape boys came on this podcast and were telling their stories, and that was a great time as well, getting to listen to it, and all of them seem to sound the same. Now, if any of these boys are old enough and they want to come on the podcast, please feel free. Feel free, and we'll get you there. All right. All right. So, once again, here's your call-in number, 725-735-9809. Please give me a call. All right. All right, everybody. Let's do a little more of this here. The school was co-ed in 2009 when a federal lawsuit accused a former principal of sex acts with a female student and alleged that the Musgraves failed to take action to protect the girl. Now, how old was this girl? Doesn't say. So, let's see here. Court records show that ABM Ministries and the Musgraves agreed to pay $750,000 in a settlement. And the principal agreed to pay $100,000, so they got $850,000. Far too little. Not enough. You need more than that. All right. Okay, let's see here. In 2023, Agape Boarding School, here we go, in Stockton, Missouri, closed. Yay! Finally closed. After years of investigations, lawsuits, and eventually criminal charges that followed abuse allegations. One former student alleged he was raped and called Seizure Boy because of his epilepsy. Others said they suffered permanent injuries from being disciplined or forced to work long hours of manual labor. Allegations of abuse at Agape and at the nearby Circle of Hope Girls Ranch, that's where Amanda Householder was, that's where her family was, prompted a state law in 2021 requiring stricter rules for such facilities. I think what they should do is they should make them take a license. That way they can be approached anytime, and the government comes in or the state comes in and says, hey, we're going to check out your facilities. That's part of the agreement. Guarantee you they would be uprooting and leaving the state pretty damn quick. They'd have to go to another state where they're not regulated. The state should regulate them. They should. Let's see here. Missouri previously had virtually no oversight for religious boarding schools. That was a mistake. In 2021, Agape's longtime doctor, David Smock, was charged with child sex crimes and 5. Hello, how's it going? Hello?
Hey there.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going good. Glad to see this news here.
Yeah.
About the latest arrest.
Oh, the latest arrest on the lighthouse in Missouri. Yeah, that's great.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the Missouri state is finally waking up and saying
It
enough.
looks like it. I certainly hope so.
It's just saying enough is enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But like I was saying, I think what the state should do is they should regulate it. You know, they should regulate these places and say, hey, a certain week out of the year, we're going to come in, we're going to evaluate, we're going to talk to everybody, we're going to make sure everything's up to code and all this stuff. So
that's for sure. Do you know, Dave? Do you know any other industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry with no regulation? No.
I can't think of one. No.
It don't exist.
No. No.
Yeah, it don't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't.
This is.
Well, they try to claim religious freedom, is what it is.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm a survivor of Freedom Village, USA, in upstate New York.
Oh, okay.
I was there in 1993.
Yes, I just talked to Margaret on last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Did you hear the documentary she has?
I did. Yeah. Yeah, I actually met with her while she was doing that. Yeah, I'm a co-founder of We Warn Them.
Oh, okay.
That she's working with. So,
Yeah.
I worked with Jazz and Gabe and those guys for a long time.
Yeah, we need to get the stories out there as well. I know the place is closed down already.
That's right.
Yeah, thank goodness.
And
Thank goodness for that.
finally closed it down in August of 2019.
Far too long. Far too long.
Yeah, 41 years.
Oh man. Oh, yeah. Well, I look at it this way. At least, like I said, they're starting to notice, and with these podcasts and these documentaries that are coming out, people are actually saying, "Whoa, I had no idea that was going on. I thought this was a Christian organization or something or whatever." And it turns out that they're real pricks. They like to abuse kids. So,
Yeah, they do that. And in all reality, it's trafficking children. That's what they're doing. I'm glad to see this sheriff in Missouri, step up and actually charge somebody with kidnapping, because that's what they do. That's what they do.
right, right.
Kidnap and traffic.
And the thing is, it always seems that they catch them when they're, I mean, if they were in their 20s, they would spend time in jail. But they're in, one guy was in his 80s. These people are in their 50s and 60s. It took a while, but hopefully they can spend the rest of their life in jail if they get convicted.
Yeah, yeah, I certainly hope so. They've taken enough life from kids, and these kids get a life sentence. I'm almost 50 years old now, and I hadn't had a peaceful night's sleep in 30-something years. So,
Wow.
They certainly don't deserve it.
I know that when I was talking with Margaret, she said something about this all culminates to a guy named Lester Roloff. I don't know if you ever met the guy or was over there at his church.
So Lester Roloff died in 1981.
82.
In a plane crash.
He died in 1982 of a plane crash. I was there at the
82,
church.
yeah.
Yeah. He took
So
four.
my dad was a Free Will Baptist preacher.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was familiar with Lester Roloff, and it took me a long time to put all the pieces together, with Jack Howells and that whole IFB movement.
Yeah.
That Lester Roloff was a part of. My parents idolized Lester Roloff.
So did my parents.
Yeah.
Yes, they idolized him. And it's a shame that when he died in that plane crash, he took 4 girls with him.
Yeah.
So, but he definitely would have made a great car salesman. The guy could sell you things. He had a lot of people fooled.
Yeah, a lot.
And what
I wouldn't even put a number on
that. And what gets me is like places like Agape. I'm not sure about Freedom Village, but there's other places that are religious based that emulate this guy. I mean, he's, like you said, he died in 82, but his teachings are still being taught today. People still love this man. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get the hold that they have on him.
Right. And so Fletcher Brothers, he opened Freedom Village in 1981, and he basically used Lester Roloff's model, and it's they were on some presidential prayer thing with with Ronald Reagan and all this other stuff.
Right.
That's one reason nothing's ever been done, is because they own the politicians. That church money that they get, they just turn around and give it to politicians, a lot of it, and that's one reason nothing's been done. And I was there in like I said, 1993,
Mm-hmm.
and just the same stuff's still going on now.
Yeah, it seems like every place that is a Lester Roloff inspired usually has problems with abuse, whether it's sexual or
Yeah,
physical
for sure.
or mental. That should say something.
Yeah,
That should tell these
yeah,
people, don't emulate this man. But, you
yeah.
know,
You would think, but that his famous saying down in Texas is, better a pink, what do you say, a pink bottom than a
black,
black soul or
right,
whatever it was
rather
he said.
better a pink bottom than a black soul. Yes.
Yeah, I certainly believe that my parents. I mean, I know my parents believe that they should beat you like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My
Yeah,
parents, my dad was the same way. Boy, did he give us some. Boy, he tore the hide off of us. I'll tell you. Oh yeah. But it didn't stick. I
right.
just I didn't like the
It's
guy.
same here.
I never liked the guy, but I met him a couple times, but not very impressive. But it did seem that what was weird was I had a lady come on named Donna who was there, and she met Lester Roloff's daughter from another woman. So
Gotcha. Huh.
yeah, yeah. So the guy wasn't. The guy had skeletons. Definitely had skeletons in his closet. So, well, who doesn't? But you know, you don't air out your dirty laundry.
I don't. I cleaned my closet out a long time ago. I refuse to look over my shoulder.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I think what they should do is they should have somebody open up um, like a place where people from these troubled teen homes could actually get some help as far as uh, different types of counselors and stuff like that to help them with this you know issue as far as the abuse and how it's mentally not destroyed them but mentally hurt them, and find a way to see if you can fix it.
Yeah, I don't know that there is. I don't know that there is a way to fix it. I can say for myself, I gave up on healing a long time ago, and I decided since I'm already effed up in the head, I might as well go to the gates of hell and drag as many kids out as I fucking can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've learned that it never goes away. All right, but it can be managed. You know, so you learn to live with it, learn to deal with it, and continue to live your life. As best you can. So
Yeah, and that's the choice that some of us make, and there's so many others that they can't, and they give up.
yeah,
I can't tell you how many people from that was at Freedom Village when I was there that are either lost their life to drug overdoses or suicide. They couldn't handle it.
yeah. Well, that's I don't know. I just feel that things are not going to get any better for these troubled teen homes. There's gonna Now that these have come out, more are going to come out, and like I said before, they'll close down the facility. But all they're going to do is move their assets to another state that has no regulation and start over. It's a vicious circle.
Right. Well, that's why federal legislation is so important. And that's been my fight. We had House Bill 440 in Alabama passed 2017. That was state level.
Uh huh.
For me, I was in Alabama at that time. Mississippi, man, they won't even talk to you about it. Like it's wide open in Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
But
It's a theocracy over there.
I made up my mind to go after a federal bill. And I've worked with with Chelsea and when the Unsilenced, the new organization they have now.
Right.
When they started it, I just kind of backed off. But I do talk to Chelsea and Caroline a good bit.
Great. Yep, it's always good. Keep in touch with them. Like I said, I try to keep in touch with a lot of the guys from Agape. That's what got this whole ball rolling for me. So, as far as trying to get a school closed, because when I first did the first podcast with girls from Bethesda, which was a roll-off home, and Rebecca home too, it was places were already closed. So when I got some people from Agape who wanted to come on, that just started a whole avalanche. And eventually it got, I'm not saying that my podcast got Agape closed, but it certainly helped.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah. All the attention we can get on especially places like Agape, Circle of Hope, Freedom Village.
Right.
There's I'm not familiar with this particular lighthouse, but I assume it's like every other lighthouse.
Yeah. Roloff used to have a home called the Lighthouse too. The Lighthouse and the Anchor Home for Boys. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we, recently in Mississippi, in a town called Duck Hill, Mississippi, I helped get Marvelous Grace Girls Academy closed.
Oh, Marvelous Grace, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's closed now.
Yeah.
They came in. Yeah, they came in. And I actually knew somebody that was working there, and they were able to help the authorities gather information.
Wasn't that that used to be Rebecca at one time, right? Or am I?
Yeah. So I don't know about Rebecca. It was Marvelous Grace, and before that, it was. Man, I can't remember.
That's all right.
It's been open for several years.
Right. I know Rebecca.
Stephen Blankenship that runs it. He admitted to having sexual relations with students. So
yeah.
They finally shut it down.
Well, I hope he's in jail or prison.
He's not. They didn't even charge him, but they did shut it down, and that's I wish they would charge him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's already if he hadn't opened a home in another state already. You know how they do it.
Yep, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Not at all. Shame. But like I said, Rebecca went through several name changes after they closed down.
Right.
And the Camerons, well, not Wiley Cameron. Wiley Cameron died, but Faye Cameron, she was banned from teaching in Texas, so she moved back to Georgia, and they shut the Rebecca home down. And
that was the Ruth. Wasn't she at the Ruth home?
Ruth's Home of Compassion. Yeah. Right. But like I said, they're all somehow affiliated with Roloff. So, but good to nice thing about it is basically the Roloff Evangelistic Enterprises is basically not there anymore. Thank goodness. I know that the church is still there, the homes are still there, but they're empty, except for two of them. The City of Refuge and the Jubilee Home, which are for adults. So they're not dealing with kids anymore.
Don't they operate off of the Indian Reservation now?
Right, in Arizona, I believe. Yes.
Right. That's right.
The Regeneration Reservation.
Yeah.
And that's basically where they're out of now. They're not in Texas anymore. So, but eventually they're gonna slip up, and they're gonna get caught. It usually happens, when you start getting too comfortable, and all of a sudden you get caught. Game over, at least for a while. So, all right, well, we are going to close it down here, sir. So, thanks for watching and being on the podcast today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. We will, we're probably I'm going to try and see if I can do this every other week, But like I said, I'll put out some events on Facebook. So just like the Facebook page, the Hammer Podcast, and we will try and do more of
Have you
these.
talked to Dan Weiss, the judge from Hattiesburg, Mississippi?
No,
You should reach out to him.
Dan Weiss.
Dan Weiss, he was the youth court judge
Okay.
back in the 80s when he shut Rebecca down the first time, I think in 87. And, obviously they reopened it, but
Right.
yeah, he's a great guy to talk to.
Okay. I've got his name down. I will see if I can contact him. He's probably retired by now, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, he's retired. He lives on an island down in the Caribbean, but he still talks to people. So
Caribbean.
I can I'll try to put you in touch with him.
That would work. Yes, just the number that I have, the 777 number. It's on the screen. You can give him that number. You can get a hold of me that way.
Okay.
Goes right to my phone.
Right.
So, all right, sir. Thank you for what's your name?
I'm Josh.
Josh. Oh, you're Josh. Okay, yep. Josh Cook.
I am.
All right. So, one thing. What did you think of that Cooley guy? He's a strange bird.
I appreciate you giving me some time and keep doing what you're doing, man. It's appreciated whether you see it or not.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right. We'll talk to you later. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and call her a day. Sorry about the audio issues. I have them all fixed up now. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So, but thanks, everybody, for being on. Like I said, hopefully I might try and do this again next Monday. So I'll put out an event if I do. Like I said, make sure to like the Facebook page. Just go on Facebook, search for the Hammer Podcast. Like that. That way you get the notifications. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel. That way you can get notifications there as well. If you want to be on the podcast, please dial. It's on the bottom of the screen. 920-777-1697. And that goes directly to my phone. And just shoot me a text. Tell me who you are, what you want to discuss, and we'll set up a time. Okay. Also, like I said, I'm gonna have G-Man on. G-Man is a Christian who has a ministry on YouTube called Preaching to the Choir Ministries, and I wanted to discuss with him. Just a discussion. It's not a debate. I don't do debates. Just a discussion on prison reform. I heard him talk about it, that he wanted to do something on prison reform. So I got a hold of him. He said he'll be able to do it sometime in March. So we'll keep that open. Like I said, I'll put out an event for people to, get notified ahead of time so you can prepare accordingly. All right. So for the Hammer Podcast, I'm Jason. You take care of yourself. You take care of each other. And we'll see you hopefully next Monday. All right. You have a great evening.